Okay. Hi guys, I'm Mrs. Sonheimer. I teach physics and technology for freshmen here at Chaminade. My cohort in crime, I'm in my house so he's not here, is Alpha Bengura. Mr. Bengura teaches junior level biology, senior level forensics. So he's like the upperclassman guru and I'm the lowerclassman guru. We both actually, he has a degree, I believe, in engineering, but also like certification in biology. My degree is in biology, but I teach physics. But we are both super bio nerds, so we are thrilled and excited to offer you this experience to the Galapagos Islands. Um, Please take a little bit of time. It's a quick 2-minute video attached to this as well that shows you some of the things past EF tours have done, like just kind of quick shots and videos of the trip. Okay, the meeting. If you weren't there, this is kind of what we covered, and I'm going to do a mini version of this. Why it's important, our tour, travel partner. I'll let you kind of read that. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about my story. I already recorded this once and talked too long. Surprise. Okay, my travel story. When I was a seventh or eighth grader, so my dad worked past tense at MICDS, just down the road, and I got the fortune to go there. My seventh or eighth grade year, I had known Senor C. He was Italian and Spanish teacher in the high school. Senor C took a trip every year spring break. One year he went to Italy, back to his like hometown, and took the kids around on an EF tour in Italy. And then the other year he would go to Spain, and it would transfer back and forth every year. I calculated it, and I knew like my senior year they were going to Spain, and I was going to go. My parents said, "Well, guess you're getting a job. You got to pay for it." So I did. I worked every summer at the summer camp at MICDS, and I saved enough money. So my senior year, I was on it. I was going on that trip. My parents were like, as long as you got your things taken care of, you're welcome to go. Paid for that trip. Went 2 weeks. Our spring break was 2 weeks, so that rocked. And we spent 2 full weeks exploring Spain. We saw so many sights. We saw Barcelona. God, the Gaudi Park and all the Gaudi structures were incredible. We went to Madrid. We went to Alhambra. Ah, my Spanish is failing me now. Some amazing castles, incredible cathedrals, and I had just wonderful experiences traveling with all the other um, MICDS students in Spain for spring break. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. And what was cool is I went with EF Tours. Like in 2003, I got to travel with EF Tours. I got the cool blue and orange backpack that they give out. And I got to be a part of that tour. That tour was awesome. They kept us safe. There were some political things going on in Spain at that time. And when we got off the metro station at some point, there were crowds of people. It wasn't There were crowds of people protesting whatever was going on at the time. I'm not super like now I don't remember what it was, but it was incredible. Like the people on the tour made sure like we were directed and got through the crowd and got back to our hotel and we were fine. Like every part of it was like safe and secure and a great experience. Um, what was cool is it also built that confidence in me. Like it sparked like this bug. It was this bug to travel and I had to do it again. Like it was just sucked me in and it made me just a more confident person and a more confident student. What would help um, was my senior year, so my applications were already in. I had already had responses by then. I already knew where I was going to go. But for the underclassmen, it's a nice resume booster. It's a nice thing to talk about when you're writing your college resumes. So after that, I went on to college and immediately like hunted down my next international trip. I got to go to Costa Rica for 6 weeks, and that helped me finish out my minor in Spanish. 6 weeks traveling all over the country of Costa Rica, learning Spanish, learning the culture, just really getting to interact. We spent like one whole week with an indigenous community, helping out with their school and helping out with their community. And it was unreal. So then my sister, 2 years after me, spent 6 months in Spain, where I got to go back and visit her in Spain. And then I got to go visit people in Germany who are my friends teaching abroad over there. Um, and then I dragged my poor husband back to Costa Rica for our honeymoon because I was so enthralled with it. Um, Other travel experiences that I've had that make me a solid, responsible choice, I guess, to take your boys or your young men on this trip is I love organizing things and like putting things together. Um, Freshman, sophomore, junior year of high school, freshman, sophomore, senior year of college, I spent the rest of my spring breaks on Habitat trips, Habitat for Humanity, traveling to other cities around the United States and building houses for those who needed it. Um, so by my senior year in college, I got to run and direct the trip. And then after I graduated and started working at a middle school out in O'Fallon, my spring break fell in line with MICDS's, and they needed another adult chaperone to take their kids down to Baytown, Texas for their Habitat trip. And then I got to be like full circle again. I got to be the adult on this trip that I got to take as my freshman year and help these young men and women have some awesome experiences on a Habitat trip. So that's what makes me super excited. Like now, full circle again. My senior year in high school, I got to take an EF Tours trip as a student, and I am super psyched to be able to be that chaperone and take that EF Tours trip as a chaperone and give the boys these awesome experiences. Okay, here's some things that we're going to do. This is covered in the itinerary, so I'm going to kind of move quick so this is not a long blabbering video. Some of the cool things we're going to do, we're going to see the swimming iguanas, and we're going to see the pink flamingo habitat on Isabel Island. We're going to visit the Darwin Research Station and see like some of these animals that Darwin studied through his course on the Beagle, HMS Beagle. In the 1800s, he landed on these islands and saw this incredible diversity and noted like, wait, every island has different organisms and different creatures, but the same. Like this turtle is different from the turtle on this island, but they're the same. Like they have so many similarities. Like, how did this happen? And we get to like recreate that experience. And that, as a biologist, that's like such an awesome thing. Some things in Quito that we're going to get to do. We're going to see a market town of Otavalo. I think I butchered that, but we are going to shop for handmade goods, interact with the community there, and really enjoy ourselves as we explore souvenirs and kind of play around there. We'll get to go stand on the equator and like take all the selfies that you want. We'll get to really explore the town. We're going to see some churches and some other different things, but that's all covered in the itinerary. It's gonna be pretty awesome. Okay, please be aware, like this is our mission at Chaminade, is helping the kids become global citizens. Like this is what EF Tour says, but this is also Chaminade's like overarching mission is becoming global citizens, being able to understand our world and explore it as young men, to help build on our experiences and our understanding, and hopefully do what it did for me and put a bug in them to just continue to explore the world and understand it in a whole new way. Okay, some things that EF Tours kind of incorporates into their um, process. The Uncommon app is something they have online that helps them take the experience that they had and apply it to the Common app and really develop a complete, well-rounded application that really helps them reflect and make that experience a big piece of their application. The We Share is a program run through EF Tours that essentially allows students to get a half credit of high school credit of humanities course. There's some online components that ask you to kind of develop some ideas and some major overarching questions that you can be researching when you go on the tour. So once you're on the tour, you have some things to kind of focus on, like, oh, do I want to look at the biological differences of the organisms on these 3 islands? Do I want to understand the concern with invasive species that are brought onto the island by people like us and how it impacts the island? And then once you do that research on the island while you're on tour, you come back home and you reflect on that and do a creative final project. And that final project is graded and you're awarded that half credit of credit. They also have something through New Hampshire University. If you pay an extra $215, that gives you 3 credits of humanities course, and you'll work with a professor at New Hampshire University that has the full syllabus, and you'll kind of tailor your experience on the trip to help you do research and build this college course, or not build the college course, but complete this college course. Um, YEF, they've been around forever, 50 years. There's been over 500 schools that are involved. I got to go, like, I've had personal experience with them, granted 15 years ago, but I got to do that, and it was awesome. They guarantee the lowest price to do this educational travel, and it's accredited, just like school, and there's all these different opportunities that they offer. So they have a commitment to our safety. With 50 years of experience, they've been able to provide and improve this peace of mind policy. They make sure there's always a tour director on staff at all times with us. They want to make you be secure and be safe and flexible. There's a lot of 6-to-1 chaperone student ratio, so there's a lot of adults to a student ratio. 24-hour call service, and then they have wristbands and backpacks to kind of make sure we can contact each of the kids and make sure they're in safe hands. Okay, our travel window is June 20th through 28th. Once we set down numbers of people who are going, we can actually start booking, and those dates will firm up hopefully before Christmas time. We have EF Tours offers a global protection package that covers emergencies, illness, accident, if the baggage or property is lost, any flight delays. So all of that is covered with the protection plan. And you can find out more about that on their website. What are you responsible for? You are responsible for 3 lunches. There are 3 lunches, and then all the fun stuff that the guys want to do. If they want to buy junk or buy cool souvenirs for all their family members, that's on them. Also, you need to be able to tip the tour, like all the people over the course of that day, and that's about $10 per day. Not per person, like not per tour director, bus driver, local guides, just $10 a day. Obviously, airport, like you have to pay your baggage fees and you got to buy a passport if you don't have one. Details with the passport: you don't need a visa, but you do need a passport. You need to have a valid passport. It takes up to 14 weeks to process. And if your passport is old, if it's going to expire like before February 19th, you need a new one because TSA will not let you travel. Okay, this is all that's included. I'm running low on time, so kind of skim through that. Here's the price. The Galapagos Islands will be $3,805 plus the Global Protection Plan, which is $165. Total cost coming out to $3,970. There are 3 different payment plans. Pay in full, automatic payment plan that weekly or monthly deducts amount, or a manual payment plan where you can kind of pick and choose, like, oh, I'll pay 500 here, pay 600 here, so on and so forth. Okay, this is really cool. If you want a little help paying for it, this is like a GoFundMe page. You can send it out and people can donate to you, and it goes directly to the cost of the trip. Okay, there are 20 spots available. We will not open more than 20. The enrollment window closes November 3rd. To enroll, go to that website. I will have that linked, and we would love to have you. We really want you on this trip, and we think this will be an incredibly one-of-a-kind experience for all the young men that are interested in going. So thank you for listening. So there's tons of tools on EF Tours. They're amazing. Please check them out. And thank you for listening all the way through. You guys are awesome.